Hi, I'm Chris Sayegh, and this is round 2 of Cooking Sundays with Sage. And tonight I'm going to be making salmon with dynamite crusted on top, and then a little risotto and some salad. Alright, so here's the mise en place for the risotto. There's going to be onion, about half a white onion for a cup and a half of risotto. And then there's green onion that I'm going to use as well. Here's the salmon and the crust that's going to go on it. If you've ever had a dynamite roll at a sushi restaurant, this is a spicy mayo, sriracha, crab meat mix with some salt and pepper as well. And then here's our salad, tossed with fennel and lentils and carrots and cucumbers, sun-dried tomatoes, and it's going to be topped with tomatoes later. And we have a carrot ginger sauce that I'm going to be using probably to top off the salad as well, give it a little Asian spice flavor. So now I have the onion that's cut. I put it into a hot pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm going to get these nice and translucent before I add the arborio risotto rice to toast up a little bit, along with some veg stock or chicken stock if you don't have any veg stock. So now my onions are cooked. I'm going to add the arborio rice to get a little brown. Just a little bit toasted. Nothing crazy. And right here I have my chicken stock because I did not have any veg stock or vegetable stock. And your chicken stock should be seasoned already. This is some salt that I'm adding in there, because when the salt is mixed with water, that's how it's going to spread the most evenly throughout the dish. And what you want is an even layer of salt, so you're not getting granules in each bite. So when this is toasted, you're going to add a little bit. And you're going to let that cook down. So now I'm going to start on the salmon, and what I'm going to do is salt and pepper the face side of the salmon first, because that's the side that's going to go down on the hot pan. Get a little salt and pepper. And I'm going to do both sides of this, and those are ready to go on the hot pan. As you can see, our risotto is cooking down, just like we want it to, and then we're going to add a little bit more until the rice is tender. You add a little bit at a time, and then it'll get nice and tender until you add the Parmesan cheese to finish it off. Here we have our pan heating up. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, or you can substitute some coconut oil or butter or whatever you want. If you're looking for the healthier option, you should go with coconut butter or coconut oil, but olive oil works great too. And we're going to do face side down. You see how it immediately starts to sizzle when I put it on? That means that's how you want it. You want the pan hot enough to create a layer of sear on the fish. That'll trap in the flavors that you have going on. And we're going to let that go for a few minutes and then turn it over and keep cooking it until it's nice and tender in the middle. To make our dressing, I'm going to add a little bit of green onion. Usually I would add shallots and garlic, but right now I don't have any of that, and I just have some green onion, so I want to give it a nice flavor. And then the balsamic. And I'm doing it in this because I can close the lid and shake it, and it'll make it much easier than whisking. Salt. Pepper. And you always add the salt before you add the oil, because the salt will not absorb into oil. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. And then your olive oil. I'm going to close it. I'm going to shake it really well. And taste. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to make it a little bit creamier. And shake. And voila, we have a 1-minute dressing, balsamic dressing. So now I have the salmon, I'm going to flip it. See how it's a nice sear? Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful color. So I keep adding a little bit of chicken broth at a time till the arborio rice cooks. Now this is about done. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to empty out the extra oil. And I'm going to add the topping for the crust. And into the broiler we go, which we have on high. So the rice is almost done cooking, and you can tell by how fast that the space fills in with the liquid. So it's almost done. You want it to be where you move it and the liquid sticks to the rice. And then that's when you know it's time to bring out your cheese and put it in there. We're going to check on the salmon. Perfect. You see how it starts to get a little crispy on the outside? It's about done. We'll leave that in there for another minute. Okay, and it is time to take out the salmon. So pretty. And I'm going to move it to another plate so that it stops cooking. Because you want it to stay tender. That's the finished product. Perfect. So now the risotto, the liquid is sticking to the rice, as you can see. And this would be the time to add our Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add about a half cup. And if you like it extra cheesy, then add a little bit more. And if you don't like it as cheesy, then add a little bit less. And now I'm going to finish the salmon off with a little bit of lemon, fresh squeezed lemon. So now I'm going to add the risotto. And then our salmon on top. And then we're going to add the carrot ginger sauce. And that is all for our risotto salmon, crab crusted salmon meal tonight. Enjoy, everybody.